Hi there, it's Sam from poodles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a hidden lidded box. It's a lidded box, but with a sneaky, cheeky close. It means that the cardstock lid won't go any further, but you don't have to worry about whether it will or won't fit and whether it'll be snug or not, because I'm giving you a little cheat. So the box finishes up at 2 by 4 inches, so 5 by 5 by 10 centimetres. And you can get 48 from one pack of cardstock on one pack of 6 by 6 because you only need half a sheet of cardstock. And so therefore in a pack of 24 in a pack of coloured cardstock, cut it in half, you've got 48, and there's 48 6 by 6 pieces. Okay. So great table favours, teacher gifts, things like that. Inexpensive. Okay, so on the long side, which is 8 3/8 by 5.5, because I work in international A4 cardstock, if you work in 8.5 by 11, leave it at the full 8.5 inches, because you've got extra room for glue. But obviously international A4, you're going to be stuck with this sort of 8 1/4, 8 3/8 mark. So 8 3/8 by 5.5, 21 by 14 centimetres. On the long side, score it at 2, 4, 6 and 8 inches. Which is 5, 10, 15 and 20. And so this is where I'm suggesting if you work in 8.5 by 11, leave it at 8.5 because you've got a bit of extra room, because I'm going to put glue down there. Then come along and mark it at 1, 3, 5 and 7, which is 2.5, 7.5, 12.5 and 17.5. Turn that to the left, okay, and then score it at 2 and 4. Which is 5 and 10. And yes, this is a short bit. Yes, that's going to be the top, but it's going to be hidden. It's enough. And I will show you shortly why we do that. The lid, 6 by 6 inches. If you work in Imperial, take it down to 15 by 15 and score it at 2 inches on all 4 sides. 5 centimetres on all 4 sides. So this is the night before paper. I love the whimsy and the nostalgia of this paper, and it's not too twee. It's not so far retro that it's, oh, that reminds me of bad Christmases. It's whimsical as opposed to cheesy. Okay, so I'm burnishing everything. Oh, I forgot to put these score lines in. Oh, for goodness sake. Steel ruler. And I'm going to put diagonal lines all the way across. Keep going all the way along. We don't need to fold these. These will just help with the lidded part. Okay, so let me put that away again. So I've burnished that one. Yeah. Another windy day. The wind is howling. I live in the Fens, which is a very flat part of East Anglia. For those outside the UK, that's on the east of the United Kingdom. The lump that sticks out on the left, on the right hand side, that's where I live. Okay, so I've separated all of those. With the lid, I'm going to wedge either side of the corner part and cut it out. Cut it off here. So yes, very flat, very windy here. There's lots of windmills around. Well, there's a windmill in my neighbour's garden. That's an old one. I can't actually see it from here. There's a house in the way, but I can see it from my bedroom window. But we've got those very modern wind turbines as well. Lots of them around here. Okay. Scooch the lot off. Okay, so I'm going to put some adhesive down here. And as I said at the start, if you work in 8.5 by 11, keep it at 8.5 by 11, because when I take this tape off, you will see it sticks out. It sticks out just a bit along here. You can see it. Oh, obviously by the fact that it's double-sided tape, I can fold it over. But if you work in 8.5 by 11, you've just got that extra bit of room. Okay, so I'm going to make that my back. Okay, and fold it over. And don't worry about the fact that it doesn't meet up, it's fine. If you've got something heavy inside, then, you know, maybe put 2 pieces of tape on. Right, and peel the backing off. Wrap that around, and then I'm going to show you what not to do. So where I told you to put the marks, you need it so you've got 2 inches here and 2 inches here, so 5 and 5 centimeters, and that means that when that goes on, it won't go any further, and you have this shorter bit at the bottom. I could have made this a 6-inch piece of cardstock, but you wouldn't get 2 from a sheet. However, if you score your diagonal lines on the short side, what's going to happen is that that is going to be too long and it's going to sink further, which means it's actually going to be a shorter box. Now, you might be okay with that. I wasn't. Okay. So I've got some crushed curry ribbon. This is crinkly, lovely, very forgiving ribbon, and it quite likes me. Okay. Who says you can't have yellow for Christmas? Gold? Yeah, apparently not yellow. I'm making Christmas yellow this year. Look at that lovely flopsy-dopsy ribbon. Love it. Okay, so on the front of this one, I have used the Holly Jolly Christmas stamp set, which is part of the same suite. May the magic of Christmas reach you this year. I just think that's a charming phrase. So I'm going to use it again. And I'm going to give you sort of a quick how I measure up. So I know that this is 2 inches, 5 centimeters wide. So I'm going to use my grid paper and hope to goodness that I can fit this in 1.5, because that's going to be where I stamp. And then because I want to put some foil on it, not foil, glimmer paper, I want there to be a nice even gap all the way around. So what I'm looking for is the height. So I'm going to make mine, my piece of cardstock, 1.5 inches by 1 7/8. Let's get my trimmer, because I'm filming ahead and haven't got my new one. 1.5 by 1 7/8. So that's the bit I want for stamping on. And then this one I'm going to make it 1/4 inch longer. So 1 3/4 by 2 1/8. I heard you say trimmer, new trimmer. It's available to demonstrators. If you would like to get one and you don't want to wait, because I've no idea when it's going to be available to customers, join my team. Join my team anyway, because we've got an amazing team. But not that I'm biased at all. But yeah, you can join and buy it and get pre-orders of stuff. Okay, so I'm lining up my grid paper. Oh, I can't see at all. Fingers crossed, everybody. Yay-ish. too far to the right. That's better. Okay. So I'm going to put this onto here, but glimmer paper doesn't like anything other than dimensional, so I'm going to put 2 on there. Put that on there, and then fine, that's the back. Oh, hang on, I've got my ribbon on the wrong side. Okay, so that's going on there, and I'm going to put this on the front. Just about there, and then I've got a lovely equal border all the way around, and because it's sticking out, which you can see there, the lid can still, oh, put the ribbon back on, the lid can still slide up and down without any issue. What do you think? Hidden lidded box tutorial. Bravo! Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.